Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is Friday, February the 19th, and this is episode number 115 of your 3 business tips in 3 minutes in and around 3 o'clock. Today, we're finally thawing out here in 2021, North Texas. The ice is melting. People are starting to find out if they have water leaks. Hopefully this week-long ice snow that we've gotten in North Texas is going to come to an end. People are starting to have their power restored. Water is coming back on. It has been quite crazy to deal with. The kids didn't have school this week. I have been on the phone almost the entire week helping and connecting clients that didn't have electricity or needed something done to their house as a result of this freeze, and it's made me stop and think about something we're going to talk about today, and that is some contingency plans for your facilities. So here's what we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss insurance, utility contracts, and alternative options. For many of you starting out, you probably don't yet have an office space, and for some small businesses you probably do. I've had an office space. I've been working, thanks to COVID, remotely with my team, and probably in the future we'll have office space again. So there's a couple things I want to talk about in regards to your facilities, but before I do, I want to tell you a story of what's happening today, right now. Currently, we're dealing with some homeowners that, in addition to coming off this ice freeze, they are realizing that we had this awkward spike hike of electricity cost here in Texas. And there's lots of reasons why this happened, and more so than I can go into. But what people are finding out is that maybe their utilities went up during this unusual week or down if they weren't on a contractual flat rate, which is causing people, residents, and businesses to rethink how they have their contracts. And that's what I want to talk about today. First business tip for you today is that we need to talk about insurance. Now, if you're buying a house, your mortgage company probably makes you have insurance and do a lot of spot checking to cover themselves and to cover you. So in our private personal property, we pretty much all have all the appropriate insurances we need. But as a solopreneur starting out, whether you're doing it in your home or you're at an office building, you probably have not considered much in the fact about renter's insurance, or what happens if theft, or what happens if my office building floods. Well, the building manager probably has insurance to cover the building itself, but what about your particular needs? And I'm not saying, nor am I here to give you advice on that, but it is something I want you to think through. Number 2, it's just like the story I told you about the insurance hike that we've had this past week. What are your contracts for your phone, for your electricity, for your cell phone, for your employees? Do you have any slip fall insurance if you have people there? What are your contracts and consistencies, and how are they laid out? I'll give you a weird example. When I had an office, I had a 2-year contract with Internet Services, but it was all wireless. In other words, I could unplug the device and pick up my phones and my internet and move it to another location, which the other location happened to be my home, and that was totally within contract. What is your contract state? How long are you going to be at this particular location? What if you go out of this location? Does that void your contract? Basically, what I'm saying is you need to analyze your utility contracts. And number 3, one thing that COVID has taught us this unusual year, 2020, 2021, is that you need to think about some alternative options as far as work is concerned. What if there was a flood and you couldn't be in there? Can your people work remotely? Does that affect your business? What if you have a service business? What if you're in an air conditioning business and you have to have a physical location? Could you move to another location? So again, I'm just asking you to think through on your office and facility thought process for contingencies. As always, I want you guys to be awesome. And now, go back to sleep.